Last summer, my golden retriever panted relentlessly through July. Desperate, I bought a random cooling mat online, only for it to burst open in 2 days, leaking gooey gel everywhere on my carpet. Finding a mat that actually cools, resists claws, and stays clean feels impossible. Most just don't work. But after testing dozens of highly rated options, I found exactly what your pet needs to beat their heat safely. Today, I'm counting down the top 5 pet cooling mats on the market. Wait until you see the genius technology behind number 1. 5. WanpeeGoo Pet Cooling Mat. When I first brought the WanpeeGoo, I was initially intrigued by its dual-sided, reversible design. The manufacturer markets this as a versatile bed that can keep your dog warm in the winter with a plush side and cool in the summer with an ice silk fabric side. On paper, having a 2-in-1 bed sounds incredibly convenient and cost-effective. The construction features a breathable mesh material that is supposed to promote airflow, and the overall aesthetic is quite pleasant, blending nicely with standard home decor without looking out of place. However, after putting it to the test during a moderately warm afternoon, the reality of its cooling capabilities quickly fell short of expectations. The ice silk side does feel cool to the touch initially, but it lacks any active cooling technology like gel or water. Instead, it merely relies on a smooth synthetic fabric that quickly absorbs your dog's body heat. Within 20 minutes of my dog lying down, the mat had become just as warm as a regular blanket, prompting him to get up and seek out the hard tile floor instead. Another issue I encountered during testing was the overall structural integrity of the bed. Because it is essentially a softly padded cushion, it lacks any grip on the bottom. Every time my dog tried to step onto it or circle around to get comfortable, the mat would slide across my hardwood floors. If you have an energetic puppy or a heavier dog, this constant slipping becomes a daily nuisance. Furthermore, the stitching around the edges felt a bit flimsy, leaving me worried about how it would hold up to a dog that likes to dig or scratch before settling down. 4. PetAmi Pet Cooling Mat. One side features a proprietary cooling nylon fabric, while the other side is lined with a very soft microfiber fleece. The idea here is that you can drape it over your couch, lay it on your bed, or line your car seat to protect your furniture while simultaneously offering a temperature-regulated spot for your pet. In terms of versatility and ease of use, I really appreciated how lightweight and portable it was during our testing phase. Unfortunately, the practical application of this design leaves a lot to be desired when the temperatures actually start to rise. The cooling side operates on the same principle as the WanpeeGoo, utilizing a highly conductive fabric that feels cold against the skin for a fleeting moment. Because it is so thin, it offers absolutely zero padding or orthopedic support. More frustratingly, if the blanket gets bunched up, which happens constantly because dogs love to nest, the microfiber fleece side ends up exposed. The fleece acts as an intense thermal insulator, entirely defeating the purpose of a summer cooling product. I also found the durability to be a bit questionable for a product meant to withstand animal claws. While testing, my dog gave the blanket a few standard pre-nap digs, and the thin nylon cooling side immediately showed signs of snagging. It is exceptionally easy to throw in the washing machine, which is a definite plus for maintaining hygiene. But after just 2 wash cycles, the cooling fabric seemed to lose a bit of its initial smooth, silky texture, making it even less effective at drawing heat away from my dog's body. In the end, the PetAmi is best viewed as a protective furniture cover rather than a dedicated cooling solution. 3. Yoheueoa Pet Cooling Mat. This is where we leave the gimmicky fabrics behind and move into genuine, non-toxic gel technology. Right out of the box, you can feel the substantial weight of this mat, which is packed with a pressure-activated cooling gel. When I laid it out for testing, the difference was night and day compared to the previous fabric options. The moment my dog stepped onto the surface, the gel activated, absorbing his body heat and providing an immediate, noticeable drop in temperature that lasted for a solid 2 hours. What I love most about the Yoheueoa mat is how remarkably low maintenance it is. Unlike traditional ice packs, this mat requires absolutely no water, no freezing, and no electricity. The gel automatically recharges itself after about 15 to 20 minutes of non-use. I tested this by leaving it in a shaded corner of the patio. After my dog got up and walked away, I checked it a short while later, and it was completely cool to the touch again. This continuous cycle of heat absorption and rapid cooling makes it an incredibly reliable tool for keeping your pet comfortable throughout the hottest parts of the day. The exterior of the mat is constructed from a heavy-duty, waterproof PVC material that solves many of the hygienic issues associated with fabric beds. During my testing, I deliberately spilled muddy water on it to see how it would fare. A simple wipe with a damp cloth was all it took to make it look brand new again. The PVC is also surprisingly resistant to scratches, giving me peace of mind that my dog wouldn't accidentally puncture it and ingest the gel, even though the manufacturer assures that the internal formula is completely non-toxic and safe for pets. 2. Rywell Pet Cooling Mat. The standout characteristic of this mat is its unique endothermic color-changing technology. As I tested this product, I was fascinated to watch the surface fabric actually change color as it absorbed my dog's body heat. This isn't just a fun visual party trick. It serves as a highly practical indicator, letting you know exactly when the mat has absorbed its maximum heat capacity and needs a brief period of time to sit empty and recharge. Beyond the brilliant color-changing tech, the Rywell mat boasts a significantly thickened design compared to standard flat gel mats. They have incorporated a layer of sponge alongside the cooling gel, which addresses one of my biggest gripes with traditional flat mats: the lack of comfort. When my older dog lay down on this mat, the extra padding provided a noticeable amount of orthopedic support, protecting his joints from the hard floor while still delivering that deep, penetrating chill. It strikes a beautiful balance between therapeutic comfort and aggressive temperature control. Durability is another area where the Rywell absolutely shines. The outer layer is crafted from a reinforced, high-density composite material that feels practically indestructible. I monitored my dog closely as he performed his usual aggressive digging routine, and the surface didn't show a single scratch or sign of wear. Furthermore, the entire mat is completely waterproof. I left it out during a sudden summer drizzle, and the water simply beaded up and rolled off the sides, meaning you never have to worry about mold, mildew, or lingering wet dog odors permeating the fabric. 1. K&H Pet Products Cool Bed. Taking the undisputed #1 spot on our list is the K&H Pet Products Cool Bed, a product that completely abandons gel and fabric gimmicks in favor of the most powerful thermal conductor available: water. When I first unpacked this bed, it looked like a heavy-duty, deflated vinyl pouch. The setup requires you to open a valve, fill the bed with a specific amount of water based on your dog's weight, and then carefully press the air out to create a vacuum seal. It takes a few minutes of effort, but the payoff is an absolute game changer for pet temperature regulation. Once filled, the K&H Cool Bed utilizes the massive thermal mass of the water to actively pull heat out of your dog and dissipate it into the ambient air and the floor below. During my testing, the results were staggering. Unlike gel mats that eventually warm up to match the dog's body temperature, the massive volume of water in this bed stays consistently deeply cold all day long. My golden retriever, who usually pants heavily even while resting, fell into a deep, silent sleep on this bed within minutes. It is the closest thing to professional-grade climate control you can buy for an animal. Comfort-wise, the K&H operates essentially like a waterbed for your dog. Because you can adjust the water level, you can customize the firmness to perfectly match your dog's preference. As my dog settled in, the water displaced around his joints, offering unparalleled pressure-relieving orthopedic support. This is particularly incredible for senior dogs with arthritis who suffer from joint inflammation during the summer heat. The exterior is made of a tough nylon and vinyl exterior that feels incredibly rugged, easily withstanding claws and everyday wear and tear without risking a puncture or leak.